right, here we are. Well, welcome back. News of the week. Make sure audio is looking good. Sometimes not. Just double checking. So this is really officially my last Friday before back to school. That's going to be on Monday. So I've done a lot of organizing. Just came back from Cleveland. Got to see the Guardians play the Cubs out there. Nice little ballpark. Actually, I enjoyed Cleveland. Nice little city. We had a good time there. A lot to see and do. Good sports city. We really did enjoy our trip to Cleveland. So got to a few baseball things. Got to go to one of my favorite card shops in Pittsburgh or near Pittsburgh, Steel City Collectibles. That's really where I first started collecting from and doing breaks with and all that. So it was neat to get to go to their retail shop, which, the guy said he could fit 16 of the retail shops inside the main warehouse. So the retail shop is really not the main place, but still cool to see. Still a cool little trip. And that'll do it for trips. And we're, summer's over. So I will be at the farmers market this Sunday, assuming weather is cooperative. And tonight, probably not going to happen, but the Ice House, the Ice Gardens, has like their summer show that I was thinking of taking the girls to, but I don't think they're too interested, and there's a lot of stuff going on, so we'll probably end up giving that a miss. But first thing I want to talk about today is hockey. The hockey season is coming up, and it's sort of decision time. So local hockey, obviously the local NHL team is the Caps, and I will listen to the Caps on the radio. Won't watch them on TV because we're cord cutters, and it's too expensive to watch them the games live. However, I will listen to them when I can, so I'll pay attention to them. Probably not going to go to too many of their games live. Either it's a school night and I'm not going to DC on a school night, or it's just too expensive. It's a lot to go to a Caps game, sit way up high, or spend a lot of money and sit lower. I'm just probably not going to do that too much. But I will pay attention to them. In terms of primary teams, my options really are Maryland Black Bears in Odenton, and they are a junior league team. And while we do this, why don't we open up some Allure cards? It's a junior league team. Nice atmosphere. Nice little rink. Not a super fancy rink or anything, but nice little rink. About $20 a game for the ticket. And it's decent hockey. It's fast. It's intense. I really enjoyed it every time we went. The downside, it's a little bit farther away from me. It is like $20 a game, and they sell out pretty frequently. So if you want to go, you've really got to plan ahead. And am I going to go by myself? Am I going to take the family? What am I going to do? So I don't get to go too often, but I did enjoy all of our trips there. And then, of course, there's the Gardens, which hosts University of Maryland, as well as UMBC. Games are typically later at night, although the UMBC schedule came out. I assume it's just their fall schedule because the games ended in December. They're a little bit earlier this year. So it's not as nice of a rink. There is a little snack stand. It's cold. Games are usually super late at night, but it's free. Free parking. And a little bit of that college vibe. I will tell you that my favorite And this is a Caps break from the Upper Deck Allure set, by the way. Probably in the last couple of years, my favorite hockey experience, or my favorite sports team watching experience, was when I had season tickets in Glens Falls. Civic Center was about a 5,000 seat arena, and on a good day, maybe you'd have 3,000. Great day, you can get up to 5,000. But it was the local hometown team, and tighter knit community. Basically, what I'm saying is you could walk around the Glens Falls Civic Center, back when it was the Glens Falls Civic Center, and I would run into a dozen people I knew just walking around the rink. And go over here and talk to this guy, and go over here and talk to this person, and here's one of my coworkers, and here's one of my students. And to me, that's what community sports is all about. Unfortunately, only the exact town I live in doesn't really have that. We've got the crop dusters. That more or less is a closed door for me right now. For hockey, so it's either going an hour into DC, going 45 minutes to Odenton, which I could see working, or going 30 minutes to Ice House, which is later night, smaller crowd. So I guess we'll kind of see. Of course, I'm a sports card dealer now. So if one of these teams wanted to jump the line, give me a deal to do sports cards at the arena and grow your community and my community the same way. That would be amazing. But if that doesn't happen, the gut reaction, Maryland, UMBC. Stay closer to home. Enjoy the later nights on the weekend. College crowd. Good cost. Just the cost of the snack stand if it's open. That's probably where I'll go. Although I could still definitely go to some Maryland Black Bears games because they were good games. It's a nice crowd. They do a lot of production with it. I could definitely go there. And I know Ice Gardens has their own sort of card shop thing. If I could get in, sports cards wise, to Maryland, that'd be something that'd be interesting to me. And I think that would be good for both, my community and the hockey team community. I've gone to a few baseball games selling cards, and people, you find your crowd, and I think it's a good way of building up both the sport community and the sport card community. I think it's good for everybody if you had that opportunity. But we'll see. Anyway, my coolest card from the Allure pack is this Ovechkin out of 199, a gold glitter bomb. It's always nice when a good Ovechkin shows up. I'll definitely follow the Caps. If just on radio, I might get to a game or two. I know, like last year, University of Maryland had a night there. UMBC had a night there. I might do that. Try to get closer to the UMBC and University of Maryland community because, like I said, that's where I really want to get to. I really want to get back to what I had in Glens Falls, which is being able to walk around and just know people and, really build up that community. I did get to go to a Frederick Keys game 2 days ago, Wednesday, and their season's almost over already. It's a short season. It's barely longer in the collegiate summer leagues, but they won, and my dog won. My dog won his puppuccino eating contest. Sorry, mascot. My dog likes like 90% of the people he meets. 80%. My dog likes 80% of people he meets. The mascot was not one of those people. So, like, people come over and they'll be petting on him, and then like one person in a group like, "Who are you?" And he gets all scared and nervous, and because he's 90 pounds, he's a lot scarier when he gets scared and nervous. He's not like aggressive. He just backs away and growls and is terrifying because he's 90 pounds. So we're going to talk baseball. I've got some Donruss 2024 to open as we talk baseball. So like I said, for me, man, community is what I want. Right now, I got a location tag. That usually means you get something good. Right now, I split my time between a lot of different teams. Season starts, University of Maryland, first team on the field. So that's fun. It was a lot of fun, actually. There's a numbered card right off the bat. This is the thing about Donruss. The special cards are pretty cool. The base cards are not exciting at all. So, University of Maryland, first team on the field. There's a Jose Canseco. And I had a lot of fun following them this year. Then you got, well, Don Mattingly. Bowie. Bowie's been a lot of fun to follow. AA affiliate. Frederick Keys, Draft League. Orioles. Nationals are not far away. I like to do some road trips. So we did just get that game in Cleveland. Might get to see the Shorebirds later on this summer. Or like a week or two. We are later on the summer. Haven't seen Aberdeen yet. Haven't seen the Tides yet. One more special card in this pack. Would be nice to travel with Bowie or the Keys and see some of these other area teams. That could be fun. There's an LE. Base card, though. And, of course, the Orioles, which is pretty much the only team that I'll listen to on the radio. Jackie Robinson. And then the Collegiate Summer League, which plays all around here. Milkman. And Silent J. Unfortunately, Crop Dusters are my most local team, and I just could not break through to them at all this year. I thought it was such a perfect opportunity. Set up my stand at a Crop Dusters game, build their community, build mine, enjoy the sport, enjoy the hobby. Not only did it never happen, but I just could not get to the point where I even got a response. So I'm sort of done pursuing that angle. But I did get to a Crop Dusters game. I got to a Bethesda Big Train game. And then the one game I got to with the Sandy Spring, Silver Spring, Tacoma Thunderbolts. So I got to those 3 games. Oh, Rivera. What is it? like to get a Mariano Rivera. So I did get to a bunch of different games. And that could be on the agenda too. But here's what I really want to talk about today. Here's the big stuff going around. The Baltimore Orioles, I don't know why I showed that card, just came out with their like 2025 ticket plan deposits. And we're like, okay. You can sign up now by September, I think, 6th to lock in your package for next year and get playoff priority access for this year. And the fans are really kind of upset about it. For me, it's a gut punch. Basically, every plan got more expensive. Love Kirby Bucket. Every plan got more expensive. All of the perks went down. So my ticket plan this year was $600, and I get like a 25% off per ticket. I get 25% off, I think, for merchandise. It's a nice little plan. Well, this year I noticed like the ticket prices were up a little bit, maybe. The parking was definitely up this year. They haven't announced the prices for next year, but the individual parking and seat passes might be up even more. My ticket plan goes from $600 to $800, which we got something here. So, an $800 plan, it's not the worst thing because it just means, more baseball, $200 worth of more tickets, unless the ticket prices are all that much more expensive and I'm spending that much more per game. So then it's the same amount of baseball for $200 extra, which I'm not happy about. Like I said, the perks are all down. So I'm going to be paying more for parking, more for merchandise, more for food, maybe more for tickets. So I know last couple of years I've bounced around between a lot of different teams, and I've enjoyed that. So every week I might go to 2 different baseball games. Here's my patch. It's not numbered, but it is looks like cracked ice kind of. I don't know who he is. So I've kind of enjoyed going to, like I said, 2 games a week, and usually not the same team twice. This is Brooks Robinson. So I'll go to 1 Orioles game and 1 Bowie game, or a Bowie game and a Keys game, or a University of Maryland game, or one of the senior league teams. And I don't know if the plan was to do that forever or to really find like one team and that's it. If it was going to be one team and that's it, I mean, Crop Dusters would have had first dibs because, I'm literally only sports cards. I live in Olney. But it looks like it's not going to be a Crop Dusters. Could certainly be Bowie or Frederick. Orioles is not out of the possibility, but man, this misstep, literally every part of the deal is worse for the fans. The only saving grace would be if they said, yeah, we need more of your money, but it's because we're going to go re-sign Corbin Burns or extend Rutschman and Henderson, or like we need it for better players. They didn't even say that. Like, that might be implied, but that's not what they're talking about. And Like, even if it is to, extend someone like Rodriguez, doesn't necessarily mean I can afford it. And if I can't afford it, it would mean coming at the cost of the other teams, maybe, which I don't know if that's necessarily what I want to do. At least not right now, and not with the Orioles. Here's the thing. I was a big Yankees fan from the time I was a little kid till I was in college. And really, by the end of high school, I stopped following it as much. And then I stopped being a Yankees fan. I still follow them, but not the way I used to back when, in the 80s and 90s. And for 20 years, I hadn't followed baseball at all. And then we moved to Maryland. And it still took a couple years before I started following baseball. And I started following the Orioles just before they got good. But really, I've only been an Orioles fan for like 2 years. So I'm 45 years old, almost. That means for 43 years of my life, I wasn't an Orioles fan. And for 20 years of my life, I hadn't watched baseball at all. So Orioles are like, well, you can take a bad deal now. If you don't renew by the 6th, the deal gets worse because you lose playoff priority. So I can take option A, which is a bad deal now. Option B is a worse deal later. Well, option C is I don't take any deal, at least not with the Orioles. And it's kind of a gut punch because I really have been enjoying following this team, but don't love it. For me, community matters more than anything. And part of that's on me. Like, I moved to a different seat pretty much every game. I haven't put down roots and said, I'm going to sit in this section every time and get to know the people around me. And that goes for the Orioles and Frederick and Bowie and all these other teams I've been going to. It'll probably be eventually time to do that. And I'm a gut person. And right now, gut doesn't say to go with the O's. Don't know exactly who I would go with. I would say I have 2 options I'm really feeling strongly about right now. Probably not Bowie, even though I love going to Bowie. It's just kind of far for me. But I like a lot about Bowie. Probably not the Keys. It's a short season. Again, I love going to the Keys. It's a short season. It's farther from me. I don't get to do the card thing, but I'm going to get, well, there's 1 team, no, 2 teams that have let me do the card thing. 1 team was kind of like, yeah, definitely do it. And awesome, thank you. And 1 team was like super welcoming. So that means a lot to me. And that could end up growing because that's community. And like I said, when I get cards, like, there's steps for me to get a card. I know I have so many cards here. My wife's giving me a hard time about all of that because I got a box of cards somewhere and I've been going through it, and it's on her dresser and she hates it. So maybe today I go through that a little bit. But like I go through steps. I go through like, right, here are the cards that are coming up to buy. And like, which ones am I excited about? Which ones make me, ooh, I hope I get that or that or that, whatever. And that goes on my list. You know, I like I said, use Steel City Collectibles. So that goes on my wish list. Or, you know, I mark down that release date and say, yeah, that's card I want. Then when I'm at the store and actually picking out a couple of blaster boxes or hobby boxes, I hardly ever open up hobby boxes on camera anymore. I like to savor my hobby boxes. But when I'm at the store and say, you know, I want to buy a hobby box and I'm standing in front of it, am I excited? Does it give me that, ooh, I want that? So I might have, you know, planned on buying a Donruss box that day, but then I'm at the store and there's like 3 different things I kind of want. Which one am I excited about? That's what I get. And then I get home and I've shown some people pictures of this. I've got a pile of these boxes downstairs. And then when it's time to open up something, well, what am I excited about? So a lot of it is gut. And I know, you know, I'm a card collector. I'm selling things on eBay now, and there are some things up right now on eBay that I'm selling. And, you know, it's good to make a little bit of money off of it, recoup some of my costs and get rid of some of my cards that, you know, I don't need. Last time I was at Only Farmers Market, giving free cards to kids, having someone spin the wheel and say, ooh, I hope I get that card. And maybe it's not the card I predicted. So there was like a Ron Acuna Jr. Topps Big League card. And I didn't think anything of it. I thought, that's a cool looking card. I'll put on the wheel. But it wasn't like an exciting card to me personally. And this one little kid's like, ooh, I want it. And he won it. And he was so excited. And again, for me, that's community. That's what I'm trying to do more than earn an extra $1 or $2. Don't get me wrong. You know, I want to make my money back. You know, I want to pay my fee for the farmer's market. I want to make a little bit of summer spending money. I am a teacher. But, you know, I'm not in it for the massive profits. So, yeah, I'm leaning towards, right. So right now I'm really riding this University of Maryland train. I got my Pride Pass. I was super excited about their baseball season last year. I'm looking forward to it again next year. Looking forward to the ice hockey. It's not what I had in college myself. When I was in college, I went to Colgate University. I was a work hard, play hard kid. I went to class. I tried my best. I did my homework. And in the afternoon and evenings, I would go to a sporting event. Did not matter what team. Colgate's big sports were football and hockey. So I went to as many of those as I could. But basketball was pretty big. Went to those. Beyond that, though, I love going to soccer. Went to volleyball, lacrosse. Went to field hockey. I don't know field hockey. I went to field hockey. I walked like a mile off campus to go to the softball field. You know, that was my unwinding. And I worked for the athletic department. So I was, you know, doing the PA announcing or ball boy or, you know, whatever, event management team, all those sorts of things I did. But that's what I loved. You know, work during the day, catch a game in the evening. And I did that every day. I ran my own website and message board. I'm aware that college sports today is not what college sports was back then. I'm aware that University of Maryland, a gigantic campus and program, is not Colgate University. And like, I didn't go to University of Maryland. I don't have a connection here. My kids don't go there, at least not yet. So I am still an outsider to that community. No matter how much I want to have what I had before. And college sports has changed. NIL, certainly the transfer portal. So while I am very high on University of Maryland right now, I could see like my first real bad experience changing that with, oh yeah, I'm not a University of Maryland person. No matter how much I want to go to the games, I'm not from here, didn't go there. Certainly not a student anymore. We'll see with that. And then so I was really into the baseball last year. And, I could name players on the baseball team, which I can't do for the Frederick Keys. I can do that for Bowie. Well, if a couple good players I've been following transfer, that's going to be rough. If the NIL deals really make it hard for certain teams and favor others, that's going to be hard too. So I don't know for sure that Maryland will be a long-term solution, but right now it is what I'm excited about. In fact, I do have a Pride Pass, so I can catch some soccer, which is a sport I used to play, used to coach. And University of Maryland is kind of on my way home, so we'll give that a try. And we'll see. So, like I said, for me, it's all about community. I know the live stream was kind of long today because, well, like I said, today's like my last Friday of summer vacation. So, starting next Monday, I report back to school. And I'll still be around. We'll still try to do the weekly shows with the girls because they enjoy it. I think it's good for them. Still definitely do my show with my wife, my Sunday show. Don't know if that will go on forever because she doesn't like it. I do have stuff planned out through the end of the year, so I might keep that going. And then I do have some ideas for growing it. I've joked around about this, but opening cards with people who actually enjoy cards and enjoy local sports and maybe even some of these athletes. So, we'll see. We'll find ways to, again, build a community, keep it exciting, do the things we're passionate about, and just enjoy sports and sports cards. So that's really what I'm all about right now. So next time I see you guys, hopefully will be Sunday. It is looking like it might be rainy, which would, again, cardboard and rain don't play well together. But I will be at the farmer's market on Sunday if I can. And then the Sunday night show at 8 o'clock. And then I don't know how much the weekly schedule will change, but the shows I do with my kids, I record. I usually post them right after I record them. They're not live, but it's usually pretty close. All right, so we're going to wrap up, especially since there's no viewers. And we'll catch you next time. See you guys.